up this place. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, I know we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. So much crying from that. He's a man. They can be hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. I'm proud you step on the field, man. That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. You had to work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's go. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
Now this game is just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our winning Wednesday, and I've got more of those Dickey's barbecue chopped beef sandwiches to give away today. So keep listening for your chance to win right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK, and you too can be a winner. And again, these are such that you don't have to come pick them up. You can get that promo code that I'm going to give you. You can order online, and then when you go to pick your sandwich up and your other food, because you're not going to just want that sandwich, you're going to want some of those ribs, the spicy ones, or the regular ones. You're going to want some of the brisket. You're going to want some of that pulled pork. You're going to want some of that sausage. You're going to want that. And then, of course, you're going to want those sides because they got great potato salad, baked beans, green beans, coleslaw. You want it. They got it. Trust me when I say it's good barbecue at Dickey's Barbecue, bringing us this segment of the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. You can also stream us live on kyokradio.org. All right, Winning Wednesday. A lot going on, especially in the NBA. They are coming down the stretch. 7 games for some to play. The Rockets have 7 left. Other teams, 8 or so left to play. But it's getting interesting. And I don't know. Everybody gave the East to Brooklyn. Brooklyn ain't the same team without Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and James Harden. Just ask the Milwaukee Bucks. If it was a series right now, best of 7, Milwaukee would be up 2 games to none. And I might have to pull back on my statement about Milwaukee not being built to win 4 out of 7. Because I don't know what happened to Giannis Antetokounmpo, but baby, last night he was playing like he was mad at me. Giannis was playing last night like he wanted to prove me wrong. Let me go to the box score real quick for the Bucks and the Nets. And last night, Milwaukee beat Brooklyn 124-118. Giannis, 36 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, had a steal. Watch this. He took 12 three-pointers. He only made 4 of them, but he still took 12. And Giannis is like, all right, y'all ain't going to let me in the middle? Bang, from out here 4 times. mean, again, I'm not saying he's killing it from three, but he made them have to play defense on the arc for him last night. And I gotta give Milwaukee's coach credit. That's different. That's different. Giannis took 12 threes. Nobody else took more than half that. I'll take that back. Forbes took 7. Drew Holiday made 4 out of 6. What they hit from three? Let me see what their 3-point percentage. Milwaukee shot 38% from three. Ain't bad. Ain't bad at all. Ain't bad at all. In fact, Giannis ended up with 36 points, 12 rebounds. Kevin Aloysius Durant finished up with 32 and 9. I'm just saying, before we give anybody anything, let's let this thing play out. So we're gonna kind of break it down on what the playoff scenario would look like. Yeah, we still got this play-in thing. And before everybody gets all mad at LeBron, let me just add my name to that. I ain't a fan of the play-in. I'm not. You in the top 8 or you ain't. You got 7 games to get in the top 8. Again, it was different last year when you had been off for 3 months and then you're trying to come back. You got everybody all cooped up in the bubble. You got teams that didn't get a chance to make a run. It made sense last year. This year, you're going to play 72 games. You're 10 games short of, a regular season, and you want to give folks a chance to just play in? No, dog. You could have said that from the jump. We ain't worried about the play-in. You in the top 8 or you're not. So I'm just saying, we're going to break it down, and I'm going to go based on the top 8. If one of those other teams get in, then pencil their name in what I'm about to say today. All right. And then we're also going to look at the so I found an article, a document, a grid, a PowerPoint, whatever you want to call it, of a breakdown of all of the draft grades for the NFL teams, 1 through 32. And based on an average of all the different draft grades, they came up with who had the best draft and who had the worst draft. And I know I've looked at it kind of before on my own, but this is a document that I kind of like. I sent it over to Willie Gibson. He didn't give me any comment on it, but I think it's because Cleveland didn't have as good of a draft as everybody thought they did when you average it out. And then, of course, you still got to play it out. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the, of course, the NBA playoffs. We got a power ranking for college football. Surprisingly, Alabama is not ranked number 1 in this way too early, power rankings for the NCAA top 25. I'm just glad to see Alabama ain't number 1. I would love for that to be the preseason poll. Can we finally get a preseason poll in this year of our Lord, 2021, that doesn't have Alabama already penciled in as the champ? They're not going to let anybody in the Alabama Clemson Invitational at the end of the year. It's going to be Alabama. It's going to be Clemson. It might be Ohio State, and it might be, Oklahoma, because UT ain't going to be in that thing. No shade to Steve Sarkisian. I didn't know he was married to a Delta. As bad as things have been for Steve Sarkisian off the court, off the field, he made some sense for at least however long he was engaged to her. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Heavenly Hughes. I love her. You talk about doing God's work out there on the West Coast. Heavenly Hughes is getting it done. My tribe rise, Heavenly. My tribe rise. And while I got Heavenly on here, I want them to give more respect to the Pac-12 this year. Stop with that. Pac-12 ain't good. So anyway, we'll get to all of that. And like I said, I got these barbecue chopped beef sandwiches to give away. We'll do all that today on the lunch break, Winning Wednesday, on the legendary KYOK.
Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of the Communication Workers of America, District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m. Got to give the people now. Give the people what they want.
The legendary KYOK, 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
You're listening to Shiloh Radio, the legendary KYOK 1140 AM and the all-new 92.3 FM, where you will be encouraged, inspired, and ignited to reach your maximum potential in life. Jesus Christ with Shy.
Hey everyone, it's Michelle Obama, and I wanted to let you know that Barack and I couldn't be more thrilled that we got our COVID-19 vaccine. This is a deadly disease, and we know the vaccine will protect us from getting really sick. It's how we'll start getting back to seeing friends and family and doing all those things we love again. So I hope you'll join me, Barack, and millions of others around the country and get your vaccine as soon as it's available to you. It's safe, it's free, and it could save your life or the life of someone you love. To learn more, just go to cdc.gov/coronavirus. I know it's been a long, hard year, but we can beat back this pandemic. With your help, we can do this.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hi, this is TJ from South Park. I listen to the lunch break with AJ Jones on 1140 AM and 92.3 FM.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Winning Wednesday, and I'm AJ Jones. All right, got the phone lines ringing. Let me go to my caller. Uh-oh, they hung up. Let me go over here. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this? Willie Gibson. Hey, man, you know you ghosted me, right? You know you ghosted me. What's that about?
I was taught to listen for your name, so I heard my name.
Oh, okay. So in other words, I'm not going to come for you unless I send for you, right? I got you. I see what you're doing. I see how you rolling up on me.
Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute.
Hey, man, Willie Gibson say, don't let the smooth taste fool you. You call my name, I'm showing up, and I ain't coming just to say hi.
Please don't.
Willie, first of all, how are you, brother?
I am well, my good sir. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I feel like Eddie Murphy in The Golden Child. I feel like I have wronged my brother. I should be scourged. Sodom Noonspa, please forgive me, your brother.
My dear sweet brother Numsy. Understood.
How about, wait a minute, hold on, Willie, seriously, all joking aside, how about I was like, you know, a year old ago yesterday when I found out that the golden child in that movie was a girl. I did not know that.
Yes, you did not. Oh, wow.
Bruh, like somebody tried to tell me it was, and you know, I didn't believe it because it was one of my favorite B-rated movies. I got a few of those. That was one of them. And then when I finally looked for myself and saw it was a girl, I didn't feel bad. I mean, you know, good for her. I was just shocked. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like she should have won whatever the awards were back then just for, you know, being able to pull that off. Great job.
Oh, without question.
Yeah. So Willie Gibson, did you see that deal that I sent you where it had the breakdown of, you know, it averaged out all of the, you know, the grades that they gave the draft?
I did.
Okay, you sound like you were underimpressed.
I'm less than that. Honestly, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the immediacy. I'm not a fan of the it has to be first that ranking. We don't know these. I mean, they're picks. They haven't done anything. They haven't been to mini camp. They haven't been to training camp. They haven't played snap one of the game yet. So, the race to grade a draft is because their name was called and in what order it was called. It's not attractive. Not. That's like the star rankings in college football recruits. He's a 5-star, he's a 4-star. It's all subjective. It's opinion, and that's fine. Great, I get it. I have an opinion as well, but I'm just not a fan of because I've seen 2-star recruits win the Heisman Trophy, whereas I've seen 5-star recruits never see the field, and they were 5-time spring game MVP. So I'm not a fan of. I'm just not a fan.
Wait a minute, hold on. Can I just say something, y'all? Willie Gibson is flame throwing right now. He is flame throwing right now. He burning the whole thing down. He's like, what? Tupac in that movie, I forget the movie where he was just like, I'm burning it all down. Willie, leave them people's rankings alone. If you're a 5-star, you're better than everybody else in the world.
Allegedly.
Willie. You
play.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, but yeah. I mean, I understand, and I get it. Everyone has to, be first and get it out. And my ranking, and I have them as a B+ and an A-, and that's great. I'm just not a fan.
I feel like this is all because Cleveland did not have the best draft in the league. They were number 2 behind the Bears. Are you trying to tell me, Willie, that had nothing to do with your dislike of this article?
No, this goes back to because it's across the board. I don't like preseason polls. You mentioned Alabama and preseason polls. I mean, for years, I'm like, man, that's why I love the college football playoff. That's the only poll that counts. It comes out in November. That's the one that should count. These preseason polls, like you said, Alabama's preseason number 1. And they stay there for 13 straight weeks because somebody ranked them preseason number 1, and they don't move. That's not ranking to me. That's not evaluation. So, no, it's not the article individually. It's total. It's totality. The system is broken. How about that? The system is broken.
And we got Willie Gibson joining us here on the lunch break. Broadcast journalist from Columbus, Ohio, covers the Big Ten, the Ohio State University, and the Cleveland Browns, amongst other things. Host of Will Knows podcast. Willie, I think what this is, brother, my brother, is folks out there trying to do the Lord's work to keep a job. You know what I mean? You got to come up with something to fill these article spaces on these websites, and very few people are still doing print media. But you got to have something to fill up the pages. You got to get clicks, Willie.
Again, duly noted. Duly noted.
Willie said duly noted, but sustained. Objection sustained. So let me just run through that because I wanted to get the show. So they got the worst draft of this year on average was the Houston Texans. They had a D+ on one draft board. D- was their worst. And, no, I take that back. They had an F-. How do you get an F-?
That part, exactly.
Like an F-. It's like you failed, but you failed better than everybody else. So we're going to give you an F-. And what's worse, an F- or an F+?
Oh, the minus for sure.
Yeah. The more negative you are, the worse it is, I assume. I kind of agree with that, though. If you look at what the Texans needed and you look at what they got, I feel like the reach for Davis in that with that first pick was desperation. It was fear. I feel like the Texans drafted out of fear with that first pick.
I mean, and that's I'm taking the maybe that I'm not going to argue that. I mean, they know they need a quarterback. Deshaun was as you stated day one. Deshaun's out of there regardless. Tyron Taylor's not the long-term answer. So they need a quarterback. That was their first pick. Majority of teams draft a quarterback with their first pick.
Well, but here's the thing now. Most of the draft experts say you draft best available player, not necessarily for need. Stay right there. I got to take a quick break if you can, Willie. I'll be right back with Willie Gibson right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
Every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire, located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand-washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located on the north side.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Two radio stations in one.
I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
Tune in to Table Talk with your boy, TD Blackshear, every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
Hi, this is Sonia from Southeast Houston, and you're listening to The Lunch Break on 92.3 and KYOK.
AM 1140 and streaming live on KYOKradio.org. It is Winning Wednesday. Got Willie Gibson joining me, by phone. Appreciate it, Willie. You making time for us real quick. I just looked at something, and I think I get why the Texans panicked at the third round, pick number 67, because right before they picked Davis Mills out of Stanford, who only started in 11 games. That was really his college football career. Kellen Mond went at number 66 to Minnesota. And I believe that if Mond had been there, they might have gone Mond instead of Mills. What do you think about that?
No, I agree. And even a few picks before that, Kyle Trask went at 64 to Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
So the quarterback run had started.
So the quarterbacks were starting to run in that third round. So they, again, worried about Deshaun. Quarterbacks are there's a run on quarterbacks. We got to get one real quick. Nick Caserio and his prayer partner Jack Easterby in that draft room.
Hey, I'll leave that there.
Yeah, you know me. I'm gonna call it out. Anytime you got your chaplain involved in your draft room and he's doing more than praying, something ain't right. Leave that with me. Let me handle that, Willie. So again, I feel like that's where the extra panic came in. We got to get a quarterback right now.
Oh, without question, because if you don't take him there, who's left when you come back around? And you don't want to have that little so-and-so was left on the board and you took player B.
No, man, they could have got Sam Ellinger out of UT. Mr. I'm gonna be a Longhorn when he was 2.5 days old. They could have stayed in the state, brother, and got them a real good face of the franchise. I don't think Sam's ever been in any Johnny Manziel or Baker Mayfield trouble. I think that would have been a good face of the franchise.
He went 7th round to Indianapolis, didn't he?
Yeah. I think they ain't have no more drafts, and they're like, who's still there? Sam Ellinger. Who? Sam Ellinger. From where? UT. Ah, okay. All right, go and get it.
Yeah. So, tell them what the overreach. That's a 4-round overreach if you take him there. But no, I mean, they buzzword, hot take, they followed the draft board. And they took the highest player of the board at the time. You
might be right, and I might owe them an apology on that. That might have been the best available at the time. Again, when I look at need, they did not address the secondary. And if we want to give Nick Caserio credit for what he did in free agency, he still didn't really address the secondary. Like, he got some Band-Aids and they needed surgery. He didn't do any transplant surgery. Again, you lost your edge rusher and now you got a bunch of parts to edge rush. They didn't address that. And then you definitely need depth on that O-line. Didn't address that. So, I can get why they got F minuses, D pluses, and all that.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, and like I had a conversation on Friday after round one with a couple colleagues, and you can't fix everything in one draft. And I understand, maybe the game plan is to come back next year. Fans may not want to hear that. Local media may not want to hear that, but okay, we take these guys. It's not going to make us 13-4 next year. So this is a 5-year plan. I hate to say that. I don't hate them, but you never want to hear your teams on a 5-year rebuild.
And especially with what's going on here in Houston, that fan, like Cal McNair, can never stand up in front of this fan base in this environment, in this atmosphere, and say, we're going to take 5 years to rebuild this team from scratch because of what Bill O'Brien did as a head coach, general manager, because of the issue with Deshaun. It's going to take us 5 years to get back on track. They'll tear that thing down there on Kirby Drive. They'll tear the whole thing down.
Exactly.
Yeah, they'll run him out of town and his prayer partner. They got to go.
So you don't publicly say it, but your actions tend to lead to believe that that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
As you said.
Go ahead, Willie.
No, but as you said, you did not address the most pressing needs that you have. So that's an indication to me that, okay, we're not going to be able to fix this thing this year. So let's just hold tight, plug a player here, plug a piece there, and come back around next year. Next year, okay, we don't have Deshaun. We're looking at 5-12. 4-13. I don't know. Yeah, I know that's not what wants to be heard. But they're looking at let's come around next week. Let's see what we can do next week. And I think again, the way you too early about drafts had them taking a defensive lineman, the lineman from Oregon, I remember probably one thing I saw. But we'll see.
Yeah. Again, that's a tough pill to swallow, man. That's a tough pill to swallow because a lot of these fans had been telling, the franchise that, Bill O'Brien is going to set this franchise back several years by what he was doing, getting rid of all their draft picks, raising the salary on this team. They had the highest salary in the NFL last year, and they were 4-12. I mean, it just, people who did not know knew better than the folks over there off of Kirby Drive. And I think, again, based on what you're saying, which is reality, I see no lies. A lot of people are going to be frustrated with the fact that this is now a 5-year rebuild because, oh, yeah, by the way, Davis Mills is a project. Davis Mills is not ready to start week 1. Davis Mills didn't burn it up in the Pac-12. He showcased some talent, but, it's not like Stanford was competing for the Pac-12 championship, during those 11 games.
No, not at all. And I shouldn't say this on Houston radio, but I think I sent it to you, the Arizona Cardinals 4th round pick tweet. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tweet it there.
Yeah.
The Bill O'Brien and had me think of that.
Yeah.
And they said, we don't have a 4th round pick. We have this DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, man, that's the trade that will live in infamy. That's the trade. I really feel like that's what made Cal McNair walk down there after the 4th game and say, you know what? After further review, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here. Oh, yeah, and by the way, you traded away DeAndre Hopkins and said, trust the process. Let's see how it plays out. I've been looking. It ain't playing out. Bye.
Yeah. You're right. Again, no, I see no lie.
Yeah.
You know why?
Well, but again, part of that is why Jack Easterby should be gone too, because he was in that room. He was in that room. And, for him to be in the room afterwards saying, hey, let me run this. I can hold it down until we go get my boy, Nick Caserio. You got to clean house, man. You can't drop something on the floor, pick it up and eat it. Oh yeah. And then sweep the floor and say it's all good. And that's all they've done. I mean, this is still contaminated process.
Oh, without question. I mean, it has to be a grand cleaning. Everybody a part of that has to do. You got to bring in fresh, and they have the opportunity to do that. But for whatever reason only they know, they decided to, move forward with cereal.
Yeah.
Which still is amazing to me how they got the whole Carolina body. You got to sign it now. You got to sign it now. And Carolina was like, no, we weren't looking at him.
Yeah.
That.
Here's the worst thing. We got Willie Gibson joining us, a broadcast journalist from Columbus. Here's the worst thing that can happen. The Texans win 7-8 games.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing that can happen. Because they will have a street parade because they doubled their win output from last year. Now we're headed in the right direction. We were able to do this without Deshaun, Tyrod Taylor or whomever, Ryan Finley or Davis Mills played well. We're ready to turn the corner. Nick Caserio did a great job. And all you did was end up mediocre. And now all of a sudden we're gonna barrel down this path, and it's still the wrong path.
I mean, you just look at divisionally, 6 games: Tennessee, Jacksonville, Indianapolis. 1-5 in the division at best, and that's maybe you beat Jacksonville once, and then I don't see it. I don't see any manner or any measure of success that they can speak of in this season if they go 4-13. They were 4-12. So you're worse. Like you said, you win 7-8 games, okay, but I don't see that. I don't see that for the team at all.
Yeah, here's the thing, I've been beating this horn for a long time. The Texans' formula for winning the AFC South was to win their division games. That's your 6 wins right there. And now you got to go out and find 3 more wins somewhere else on that schedule. But for the longest, winning those division games was, hey, we're 3 wins away from the playoffs. We got the AFC South locked up. And that's not necessarily a good formula because for the longest, the AFC South AFC South was mediocre at best. We weren't talking about Peyton Manning's Indianapolis. And even with Andrew Luck, they weren't Peyton Manning's Indianapolis. Tennessee was between Marcus Mariota and Ryan Tannehill. Jacksonville was just abysmal, a joke. They were in that 5-year rebuild that we're now talking about the Texans getting ready to go through. So, now that's no longer the case. Now they got to find a way to win their division games and, try and beat some other people on the schedule. And that ain't necessarily easy because teams are getting better, not going through what the Texans are going through.
Yeah, again, you're right. I mean, no argument here. I don't see it.
Do you know if the Texans get a first-round draft pick next year, or have they mortgaged that for the next few years?
No, I think they're fine for next year.
Okay.
I think they have their first-round pick at least.
Okay. So now it would behoove them to go ahead and just think real bad. I don't know who the number 1 pick in the upcoming draft would be. Probably a defensive player or an edge rusher, but I can't see them getting the quarterback out of North Carolina or the quarterback out of Cincinnati or anything like that.
No, I don't foresee that. Yeah, like you said, the edge rusher, or if it's not the first overall pick, between 6 and 10, maybe look at a receiver, Garrett Wilson or Chris Olave. from Ohio State, maybe one of those guys that pair with your young quarterback. Feel that way. I'm not sure, but it's definitely going to be a long season, unfortunately.
Yeah. Willie, I appreciate you as always, man, for making time for us. Tell everybody where they can find you and follow you with all the great stuff you do.
I appreciate you. Appreciate the opportunity. Will Gibson 7 on social media platforms, Twitter and Instagram, and on Will Knows on Facebook.
Okay, brother.
I got to come with a sweet flag. I need a sweet tag line like my brother Chris Gard tomorrow. Local name, national perspective. That's his. That's not mine.
Yeah, man, and that's a dope line, bro. Yeah, you got time. Come up with something, man. What you gonna do?
I'm gonna do it. He inspired me. I'm gonna do it. Next
All
time
right.
we talk, I'll have.
And then I'm gonna get you a theme song. I'm gonna get you some theme music, bro.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
I'm amazing.
Yeah, let me see what I can come up with. I got I'm Bad for him. Mine is it's Game Time. We'll see what we come up with for Will Knows.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
You got it, brother. Stay safe up there, man.
All right, you as well.
All right, Willie Gibson. Always glad to have him drop in on us, man. Good dude, very knowledgeable, and doesn't take any mess from me. Which is, rare. Most folks, cower down at my expertise and knowledge and just good looks and all that. And Willie just stares me straight in the grill. Like, yo, Dre, don't make me. I mean, I had to back down. So, love Will Knows. Can't wait for the podcast. Soon as it hits, the streets, I will have it to you. Natasha Marie from the Not So Christian in Me show has checked in. Man, they had a great guest this past Saturday from 1 to 2. One of my favorites of all time, Rhonda Prince, was on the Not So Christian in Me show this past Saturday. You got to tune into it every Saturday from 1 to 2 here on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM and streaming live on KYOKradio.org. Now, they had me on as a guest host, but I'm waiting to get on the show as a guest. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to talk about some of the not so Christian things in me. You know what I mean? I need mic time. I need time to just get on here and let it out. Does it sound like I'm begging? I feel like I'm begging. I feel like I begged for an opportunity on the show. I mean, I'll behave a little bit. I'll be like, yeah, I'm working on this and we're working on that and we're doing great things in the community. And I feel like I'm going to go in a Tourette's moment and just yell out some injustice thing in the world. They won't let me sing at church. They're always killing my mic. Yeah, and we're feeding the homeless and, giving shelter to the people out on the street. And, Natasha Marie, we can make that happen. Don't do it. I'm a ratings killer. You heard of a coach killer? Quarterbacks who kill the coach's career? That's me. I'm that dude. I'm just telling you, man. I will shout out something. Y'all be looking at me like, did he just say that? All joking aside, tune into the Not So Christian in Me show every Saturday from 1 to 2. You got Larry Scott, Minister Larry Scott, his lovely wife, Denise, and great talented co-host, Natasha Marie. It's a great show. You'll love it. And all joking aside, anytime y'all need me back in there, I'm all in it. I will park cars out front if y'all let me. So that's how much I believe in that show. Just when I heard the name of it, Not So Christian in Me, I was like, yeah, that's it. They got something there. They got something in there. I wish I had honest Christians that would admit that there's times when you're not so Christian. Like you'd be like, man, boy, the old me just saved me from the new me just saved me from the old me. Like, I might not be everything I'm supposed to do, but thank God I'm not what I used to be. Yeah, man. I got some not so Christian in me moments. Great show. Can't wait till this Saturday. So see who they have on the show this Saturday. All right, so Willie just killed my whole spiel, but I'm going to I'm still going to read the list. I'm going to go down the list on who had the best draft and who had the worst draft. And you can take it with a grain of salt. What I really want to get to is that college football top 25 on this winning Wednesday. So we'll do all that next, right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
My name is Gary Bledsoe, president of the Texas NAACP. We're working with other groups to fight all of these new laws they are attempting to pass at the Texas legislature. What you need to know is that these laws are not just bad, but they're so bad that they are designed and intended so we will lose all statewide elections in the upcoming decades and many important elections locally as well. They permit racist poll watchers to record how you vote. In our urban areas where we have large minority populations, they will reduce the number of available voting machines so that you will have long lines, and they will make you sign a statement and threat of prosecution if you simply help someone by giving a disabled voter a ride to the polls. The message is they don't want you to vote. Call Lieutenant Governor Patrick at 512-463-001 and Speaker Phelan at 512-463-1000 and let them know Jim Crow must go.
Paid for by the Texas Justice and Education Fund.
If your loved one has passed away due to COVID-19, pay close attention to this message. You could be entitled to a death benefit of over $300,000. The U.S. government has set up a fund to pay families relief if they've lost a loved one due to COVID-19. We know this is a hard time for you, and this fund has been set up by the federal government to help ease your pain. The compensation includes a death benefit and lost wages benefit. Time is limited, so we urge you to make a free phone call right now. There's no cost to you for this claim. All legal fees are only covered once you receive your money. So if you've lost a loved one due to COVID-19, call the legal helpline right now to find out if you qualify for a cash award. Here's our number: 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. That's 800-876-7047. Paid for by the IPG Law Group.
Do you watch television? Of course you do. Then have you tried Dish TV from All American Dish yet? No? Well, now is a great time because we're giving everyone that calls today a 2-year locked-in price. Your rate will not change for 2 years. The clock is ticking. Call now, get Dish, and get your price locked in for 2 years and save yourself some money. Dish has your favorite TV programs, even Netflix and Amazon Prime built into the DVR. You can even watch Dish anywhere you have an internet connection. Plus, we've even got awesome discounts for the military and seniors. Oh, and one more thing. Call All American Dish now and we'll even give you a free Google TV voice remote, free installation, and free equipment. Don't wait. Call All American Dish now.
800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. That's 800-296-1302.
Now, back to the lunch break.
Hey everyone, it's Michelle Obama, and I wanted to let you know that Barack and I couldn't be more thrilled that we got our COVID-19 vaccine. This is a deadly disease, and we know the vaccine will protect us from getting really sick. It's how we'll start getting back to seeing friends and family and doing all those things we love again. So I hope you'll join me, Barack, and millions of others around the country and get your vaccine as soon as it's available to you. It's safe, it's free, and it could save your life or the life of someone you love. To learn more, just go to cdc.gov/coronavirus. I know it's been a long, hard year, but we can beat back this pandemic. With your help, we can do this.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK, all new 92.3 FM, and streaming live on KYOKradio.org. It's our winning Wednesday, and I got one of these Luther. Why do I keep saying Luther? Please stop doing that. Dickey's Barbecue Pit chopped beef sandwiches to give away free. Please forgive me for keep messing that up. I don't know why I keep doing that, but I don't like it. So anyway, why don't you give me a caller at 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. I want to give you a free classic Dickey's barbecue sandwich. You're going to love it. And when you order it for free, be sure and get some of the other stuff on the menu. They've got brisket. They've got chopped beef. They've got pulled pork. And they've got ribs. You can get them spicy. You can get them regular. And the sides are the business. I'm telling you, they are all the business. The mac and cheese is good. The potato salad, which I don't eat everybody's potato salad, but you're going to want to rock with Dickey's potato salad. They got coleslaw. They got baked beans. They've got green beans. They got a lot, and you can get your sandwich right now. 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. I will send you this coupon. You've got a code on there. You can use it to order online at dickies.com, or you can drop by the Spring location. Tell them you heard it on KYOK with AJ in the lunch break, and they're going to treat you right. Trust me when I say. All right. 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000, or you can text me, 832-403-5005. Who wants this free chopped beef sandwich? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Come on, let me make you a winner today on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. All right, so real quick, I'm sorry, I got people texting me about other stuff. Yeah, let me get to this. Let me get to this draft. Let me get to this draft thing real quick. Real quick, because like I said, I want to get this one off my plate here. All right, so the team that they said had the worst draft, we already know, was the Houston Texans. They were 32 out of 32. Surprisingly, one of the teams that used to have the best drafts, I mean, they built a Super Bowl squad through the draft, was the Seattle Seahawks. They're at number 31. So, I don't think they were trying to be biased. They were at 31. And then at number 30, the Los Angeles Rams. That's a franchise that, to me, is headed in the wrong direction. I know a lot of y'all out there believe in Matthew Stafford as a quarterback. But let me tell you something. I believe that this Matthew Stafford is not the same as the Matthew Stafford that came out of Georgia and literally wasted his career away in Detroit. I feel like this Matthew Stafford is closer to the old Phillip Rivers that just retired in Indianapolis. Like, this isn't the Phillip Rivers and the LaDainian Tomlinson from old. I'm just saying, I could be wrong, but I doubt it. So everybody that's all excited about Matthew Stafford in LA with the Rams, I don't know. I don't know. And they didn't do a lot to help him. They had the 30th draft, number 30 out of the draft. And then right there, yep, all those, and Mike Mayock we trust, and John Gruden we trust. Yeah, their draft was the fourth worst in the NFL. The Las Vegas Raiders are at number 29. At number 28 is a team that's near and dear to my heart, and I got to be honest with you, I kind of agree with them. The New Orleans Saints had a bad draft. New Orleans was number 28 on their draft selection. And this is the one I'm kind of surprised at, because I felt like the Cowboys addressed their needs, many of their needs in this draft, but they got them at number 27. And to Willie Gibson's point, that's one of those, you didn't like who they called and when they called them, because they definitely addressed some of their needs. If these guys can play, if these guys stay healthy, if these guys get out and put in the work, Dallas is going to be surprisingly better. At number 26, the Green Bay Packers. Can we just say something? The Green Bay Packers need to be their own soap opera right now. There is drama in Green Bay. Published reports today say that Aaron Rodgers is now calling the general manager in Green Bay Jerry Krause. And if you didn't see The Last Dance, that reference doesn't make sense to you. Calling him Jerry Krause is not a good thing. That's like not a compliment. And again, I know we're not hearing directly from Aaron Rodgers, but it's still a mess. It's still a hot mess. And you know who I feel bad for in Green Bay? Everybody else not named Aaron Rodgers and not the general manager and not the front office. I feel bad for the Jordan Loves. I feel bad for I feel bad for all of their teams. Adams, all them guys up there. Them cats are trying to win. And, again, if if Aaron Rodgers don't want to be there, then, dude, package him up, get him out. Let's get who we're going to get in, and let's go. That's why I said this whole, he wanted to retire as a Packer. He wants to play into his 40s. That's him. That ain't paying my bills. That ain't feeding my kids. Heck, I got stuff I want to do too. It's like folks always want to call it a team sport until it's somebody that they like. Then it's all about that. It's kind of like when folks say, the Texans owe it to J.J. Watt to trade him to a contender. Huh? What? The Texans owe J.J. Watt $17 million a season. That's all they owed J.J. Watt. How come they didn't owe it to DeAndre Hopkins not to treat him that way? How come they didn't owe it to Dwayne Brown? How come they didn't owe it to Jadeveon Clowney? I want to see Clowney ball out in Cleveland, by the way. Let's see, Keith Hennig. Aaron Rodgers is a very weak man. If he's upset about a draft pick, man up and earn your position. You're a 3-time MVP, for goodness sake. I'm going to go with what I heard Mark Schlereth say yesterday on Colin Cowherd's show, where he said that Aaron is not concerned about the draft pick like everybody else is making it out to be. I don't believe that Aaron Rodgers is in any way upset about Jordan Love. Jordan Love in no way was going to come in as a rookie and outplay Aaron Rodgers. If that happened, then that's out of this world. That's an exception. That's one of the things. We just didn't see that coming. I don't believe Aaron Rodgers is as fragile or upset on that part as everybody's making that out to be. Now, if he doesn't like the way the GM is treating him, he doesn't like the offer that they made to him, he didn't like the way that they're, kind of treating him at this stage of his career as a lifer in Green Bay, I get that. But I don't know. I'm to the point now where I refuse to believe that all of these quarterbacks are that mentally challenged when it comes to competition. I don't have a whole lot of respect for Carson Wentz getting all, bent out of shape about them taking Jalen Hurts. I don't think Jalen Hurts is all out of shape because, Philly took, Jamie Newman. I don't think that's the case. Jalen has had to fight his whole career for everything. Coming out of Channelview, Jalen had to fight to be the dude in Alabama. And then when that time was up and Tua got his shot, Jalen went on over to Oklahoma and won the starting gig over there and did his thing over there. Won the hardware. Got in the NFL, waited his time, played hard, did what he was asked to do, and now he's the man there. Jimmy Garoppolo, I like what he said about them bringing in Trey Lance. My dad told me like 88 times. As my dad always says, sounds like his dad is giving him some good advice. Don't be worried about Trey Lance. You take care of your business and let the chips fall where they may. But guys like Carson Wentz and Jared Goff just checking out because things didn't go their way. Carson Wentz not speaking to his coach for weeks at a time. Bruh, stop. I'm going to give Aaron Rodgers the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to go with what Mark Schlereth says, knowing that he was speaking with Aaron Rodgers. This wasn't a published report with secret sources and special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. This was coming straight from the horse's mouth. He wasn't worried about Jordan Love. I'm going to be working on an interview with Jordan Love. I got some contacts in his camp. I'm going to see if I can't get either a pre-recorded or a live interview here on the show. But I don't think that it's the Jordan Love effect. I think Aaron is more upset with the organization. Carson Wentz now has the incomparable Sam Ehlinger to worry about. Yeah. I'm a Longhorn. Now you're a fetus. But when I come out and I'm born, I'm going to be a Longhorn. That's what they saw in the ultrasound report. He was holding up to hook 'em. All right, so after the Green Bay Packers, you had the Indianapolis Colts at 25. Yeah, I wasn't impressed with their draft. And then the Pittsburgh Steelers at 24. I got a chance to hear the Pittsburgh Steelers GM on the NFL Network, and he literally went down every single pick and why they picked them. And I'll be honest with you, it made more sense to me. I know I was hearing it from the horse's mouth, but I would at least like to hear what a GM was thinking with that selection based on that versus Mel Kiper Jr. or Todd McShay or those kind of folks. Can somebody please tell me what Mel Kiper Jr. has done to get the right to be the guru on drafts, on what other people should do with their stuff? I'm still listening. And Todd McShay drank the Kool-Aid. Now he's doing the same thing. So, you know what? I think that Najee Harris pick out of Alabama is going to be a better pick than anyone gave Pittsburgh credit for. When you've got a great transitional runner, I mean, look at what Derrick Henry has done down there in Tennessee, up there in Tennessee from us, when they were trying to figure out their quarterback play. The dude just flat out takes over game. We saw him do it here in Houston. Derrick Henry here in Houston just ate us alive, the Texans alive. It wasn't us. I wasn't in uniform. If Najee Harris can be a fraction of what he was in Alabama, I'm telling you, it's going to make Ben Roethlisberger look better. It's going to make the game look better. Now ball control offense is a lot easier when you got a defense like that and a running game like that. I'm telling you, don't be surprised if Pittsburgh opens some eyes with that pick alone. And then the tight end situation to go along with Eric Ebron and another big tight end. We saw that kind of do some things in New England. If they can make that work, yeah, that Pittsburgh draft might not be as bad as people think. They're at 24. At number 23, you got the Arizona Cardinals. And then I got let me get Sybil Wilkes on here real quick. Let me get Sybil Wilkes on real quick, and then we'll come back and we'll finish it up after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. If you want it, if you want to get in, 281-453-1000 is the number to dial. 281-453-1000. Still don't have anybody calling me for the sandwich. How come nobody wants this sandwich? Natasha Marie, you want a chopped beef sandwich from Dickey's Barbecue? Hit me up. All right, here's Sybil.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know today. The Federal Aviation Administration announced it will extend its stricter enforcement against unruly passengers. Airlines have reported more than 1,300 instances of misbehaving passengers since the beginning of this year, 2021. The announcement stems from passengers who have been apprehended for refusing to wear masks, drinking their own alcohol on flights, and engaging in physical or verbal assault of passengers and flight crews. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the hosts, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up the chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. They can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. I'm not when you step on the field, man. That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Winning Wednesday, and I'm AJ Jones, kind of breaking down the draft and who got rated what and what have you. Also giving away some Dickey's barbecue chopped beef sandwiches. You can go get those courtesy of KYOK and the lunch break. Let's see. And, yeah, just sent one over to Natasha Marie. She got that. Also, somebody else texted in, sent them one. 832-428 just sent them one so they can go get one. If you want in on that, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000, or text me 832-403-5005 here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. All right, so let's see, KT just sent me a message. Where's KT's message? See, y'all don't have no idea how many text messages I get throughout the show. KT, where are you? Oh, here we go. All right. KT. AJ, so do you really think the Texans are in a 5-year rebuild like Willie Gibson says? If that's the case, we've been lied to yet again. I see no lies in what Willie said. And whether they announce it or not, admit it or not, I mean, Cal McNair and the McNair family, I'm trying to choose my words carefully, have found a way to make this one of the most profitable franchises in the NFL in spite of never having won anything more than the AFC South. They've never won the AFC championship, and they've never won a Super Bowl. In fact, they've never been to an AFC championship. But somehow they've been either the 4th, the 5th, or in the top 10 in revenue in the NFL. So what does that tell you? Yeah, they talk about winning, but at the end of the day, they're just trying to make money. And, you know, again, may he rest in power, Cal McNair has taken over for his dad. That didn't mean they were going to make less money. That meant they were going to do it his way and still try to be profitable. You know, if there was a way where Tillman Fertitta could be profitable, even though they're not winning, he'd do that in a heartbeat without announcing to you and me, oh, yeah, by the way, we're going to be horrible for the next 5 years, but we still want you to pay, you know, $100 a ticket. We still want you to get your $20,000 season tickets. We still want you to pay $100,000 for a VIP suite. That's not a great ad campaign. So what do they tell you? Oh yeah, we're going out and we're getting Davis Mills and we brought in this person and that person. We believe David Culley is a lifer in the NFL. He's going to help us get to the next step. We brought in Nick Caserio, who brings the New England culture with him, front office culture, and you know how great they've done in the draft and that championship mentality and blah, 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 blah. Translation, we're going to be horrible for the next 5 years until we figure this thing out. You know, there are teams in the conference, the division, I should say, that are making the steps to get better, and one of them is not the Houston Texans. One of them is not the Houston Texans. What do you mean, AJ? They had a good draft. No, they didn't. They got a, what is that? I got a mosquito in here. I don't need you biting me. Leave me alone. They got a wide receiver, a tight end, a linebacker, a defensive tackle, and a quarterback to go along with a lot of discount shopping that they did during free agency. So, you know, we're not the twin sister of the New England Patriots. We're like the discount B-rated movie, low budget version of, I don't know, pick another team. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to give you the straight and narrow. And I like I said, Willie Gibson came in flamethrowing today, and he spoke a lot of truth that people from the outside looking in can say because people on the inside looking out are too close to it. For years, I got called a Texans hater because I told the truth about this organization. What part of what I said about Bill O'Brien has now proven not to be true? What part of what I said about the front office has proven not to be true? I'm listening. Everybody said Tom Savage. Where did I lie? Everybody said Brock Osweiler. Where did I lie? Everybody said J.J. Watt. Yeah, I'm going to the top of the mountain. I said they were paying him $17 million a season to pass out diapers, water, paper towels. When he came back, when did he become the J.J. Watt of old again? He had no seasons after he came back where he played the entire season. Led the league in sacks. Defensive player of the year. I said all that was behind him. Everybody called me a hater. And now he's no longer on the team. And oh yeah, by the way, while we're singing Kumbaya, come by here, dear Lord, Kumbaya, the Texans got absolutely nothing in return for J.J. Watt. No draft picks, no players, no future draft picks, nothing. They outright released him and let him pick his own team and got nothing back for him. You mean to tell me they couldn't work out another deal with Arizona? JJ, pick your team. Arizona? Okay, let us work out a deal to get you there. I just, everybody wants JJ to have all the say. There was a way for the front office to let JJ pick his team and still get something back for him. So you're telling me Mr. Houston did not want the Texans to be better for him leaving than they could have been. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So yeah, this organization is probably more focused on making money at this stage. Yeah, they want to be better. They don't want to be dog meat in the division. They don't want to be Jacksonville. And oh yeah, by the way, Jacksonville's probably going to be better this year. I cannot see Urban Meyer going 1-16. Can't see that. I can't see Trevor Lawrence, coming out of college going 1-16. I just can't. I mean, he is already better than Blake Bortles, better than Gardner Minshew. Who else did they have? He's better than all them. So, I think Trevor Lawrence is worth 4 wins, 5 wins, 6 wins. That makes him better than the Texans right now. All right, let me take a break. I'll be right back. We'll finish up this this draft board, and then we'll get over to the preseason top 25 in the NCAA. We'll be right back with more right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour. Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people. That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m. You got to give the people time. Give the people what they want.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
You're listening to Shiloh Radio, the legendary KYOK 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM, where you will be encouraged, inspired, and ignited to reach your maximum potential in life through Jesus Christ with Shy.
Hey everyone, it's Michelle Obama, and I wanted to let you know that Barack and I couldn't be more thrilled that we got our COVID-19 vaccine. This is a deadly disease, and we know the vaccine will protect us from getting really sick. It's how we'll start getting back to seeing friends and family and doing all those things we love again. So I hope you'll join me, Barack, and millions of others around the country and get your vaccine as soon as it's available to you. It's safe, it's free, and it could save your life or the life of someone you love. To learn more, just go to cdc.gov/coronavirus. I know it's been a long, hard year, but we can beat back this pandemic. With your help, we can do this.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Back to the lunch break.
All right, y'all. Back to the lunch break here on the legendary KYOK. All new 92.3 FM, streaming live on KYOKradio.org. And let's see. Let me see what we got here. Let me get done with this draft board. Where'd we end up? We ended up with the Pittsburgh Steelers at number 24, Arizona at number 23. And here's the other thing. Somebody just texted me and said, AJ, teams might have had bad drafts, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be a bad team because they didn't need to draft a whole lot. Very valid point. Arizona is one of them. In fact, Arizona needs more than anything a new head coach. I know y'all think I'm still going after your boy, but that's not what I'm doing. Cliff Kingsbury is not it's not that he is a bad dude. It's not that he, perpetrated this fraud on the league. I just don't think he's the right coach for the pieces that they have. Seriously, all joking aside, you want to make Cliff Kingsbury your offensive coordinator, go right ahead. But as far as the coach to get them to that next level, I don't think Cliff Kingsbury is that dude. I don't. Hey, CJ. So, again, I don't think they had a bad draft and they're a bad team. For instance, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, by this list, had the 22nd draft in the league. 22nd. Does that mean they're going to be 22nd in the NFL? No, I think they're the front runners for the Super Bowl again. Man, they brought almost everybody back, including Leonard Fournette, including Antonio Brown. Man, please, sleep on Tampa Bay if you want to. I think they're going to be better than the Saints this year. At number 21, Buffalo, same thing. Buffalo's not going to be the 21st best team in the NFL. They didn't need a whole lot. They filled in some blanks. They had to draft somebody. They're at number 21. Number 20, the Cincinnati Bengals. Probably about right there. Bengals need a healthy Joe Burrow. I'm not as mad about that wide receiver pick as everybody else is. Number 19, Tennessee, they're going to be good. Number 18, Washington football team. I'm worried about Washington at quarterback, and don't you dare tell me Tyler Heineke is the answer. I'm just saying. Philadelphia at 17, San Francisco at 16, number 14, Carolina. I think San Francisco had a better draft than Carolina. I really do. Number 14, Kansas City. Number 13, Minnesota. Number 12, Atlanta. 11, Denver. Number 10, New York. I was not nearly as impressed with the Giants draft as everybody else, but they got them at number 10. Number 9, Jacksonville. We'll see. Number 8, Detroit. I don't think they're going anywhere. I think their head coach is going to be their problem. At number 7, the Ravens. I think the Ravens are going to be a lot better this year than people think. Number 6, the Patriots. I think they're going to be better. I think they're going to be better based on what they did in free agency. Number 5, the Dolphins. Going to be good. Number 4, the Jets. Yeah, right. Number 3, the Chargers. Please. Number 2, the Browns. And number 1, the Bears. There you go. There you go. That's how everybody feels like the draft went. Again, don't mistake that for how good these teams are going to be. Definitely don't mistake that for how good this team is going to be. All right, so now let me get to this. Top 25. Top 25. Let's see. All right. And I think this was ESPN's deal. Yeah, post-spring top 25 rankings. Surprisingly, ESPN and their post-spring top 25, they've got Oklahoma at number 1, partly because they are bringing back a quarterback who, I got to be honest with you, I was not a fan of. I thought he took him a minute to get back, but this kid Rattler finished up strong at OU. He was not just game managing at OU, as the season went on. He was making plays. And I really do believe him coming back with that confidence, with that swag, and with a number of his weapons returning, I really do think that Oklahoma has a chance to compete for the national championship when it's all said and done, barring any unforeseen injuries and all that kind of stuff. Oklahoma is definitely the cream of the crop in the Big 12. All of my UT faithful, I'm sorry, this is where you want to be when you finally grow up again. Y'all have not been in this discussion since Mac Brown. I mean, it's just the truth. And that's why all this distraction with the Eyes of Texas and the Sam Ellingers and the Tom Herman and now the Steve Sarkisian. At the end of the day, you got to recruit, you got to coach them up, and you got to win. Recruit, coach them up, and win. And that's what Oklahoma does. Lincoln Riley turned around a very crazy-looking season. It looked like it was going to be abysmal, and Lincoln Riley and this kid Rattler turned it around. I'm okay with them being at that number 1 spot. At number 2, they've got the Alabama Crimson Tide. Of course, their key losses, Mac Jones, Najee Harris, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Landon Dickerson, Alex Leatherwood, Deontay Brown, Dylan Moses, and Patrick Surtain II. Those are key losses. But Alabama just goes to the cupboard. We're out of what? All right, let me. Here it is. It was in the cabinet. It's in the pantry. Here it is. Oh, we need that. Oh, okay, here's one. Had one in the freezer. Alabama will reload. Alabama's schedule will be favorable. Alabama will play Sanford the week before they play Auburn, so they won't be beat up. It'll be an extra bye week written in there, and Alabama will once again compete for the SEC championship and the national championship. One way or another, the writers, the voters, and all the people who have a say in this stuff will get Alabama in again. I'm not impressed, but that's where they'll be. Here is they've got at number 3 the Georgia Bulldogs. I don't believe it. Anytime Georgia is in the top 5, I don't believe it. I just don't. Moving right along. At number 4, they've got Clemson. Again, they lost Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, Amari Rodgers, Darion Kendrick, offensive tackle Jackson Carman, and Cade Stewart. But again, like Alabama, they just reach in the bag and there's something else that is better than everybody else's. So they got Clemson at number 4. Top 5, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Ohio State going to be without Justin Fields, Trey Sermon, Josh Myers, Wyatt Davis, Pete Werner, Tuff Borland, and Sean Wade. But again, Ohio State got stuff in the bag that's as good, if not better, than what everybody else has. I don't see Ohio State losing the Big Ten this year. And that's just me. Take another break. We'll come back. I'll give you the rest of the top 25 real fast right here on the lunch break. Winning Wednesday on the legendary KYOK.
Tune in to Table Talk with your boy, TD Blackshear, every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK, 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire, located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand-washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more, located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211, conveniently located on the north side.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. 2 radio stations in one.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. That's 800-633-1378.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 a.m. and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
Beautiful people, this is Major. This is why I love you on the lunch break.
All right, you just heard the Not So Christian and Me Show coming up this Saturday, 12 to 1. Larry Scott, Denise Scott, Natasha Marie. Great show. Great guests, great topics. It's right here in the family of shows on the legendary KYOK, AM 1140, 92.3 FM, and streaming live on KYOKradio.org. Be sure to tune into the Not So Christian and Me Show this Saturday. All right, now, somebody just sent me a text. Let me go back to them. And let's see, where was that one? KT, this is the one I was looking for earlier. KT said, do you think it's a good idea for football to only have Alabama being good year in and year out? First of all, I don't think Alabama's the only team that's good year in and year out. Let's go through the big Power 5 conferences. Alabama has consistently won the SEC, except for that year that LSU dominated everybody. My question is, where's the Georgia SEC championship? Where's the Florida SEC championship? Where's the Auburn SEC championship? South Carolina, Tennessee, A&M. That's the part that's not good. It's like a lot of these conferences are top heavy and then just a bunch of noodles underneath that. Big Ten. Where's the Michigan Big Ten championship? Where's the Indiana, Penn State, Illinois, where Minnesota, where Northwestern, where are their championships for the conference? Wisconsin, been good, but it's Ohio State and then everything else underneath. And again, jump over to the Big 12, Oklahoma State. Where's everybody else? Iowa State, yep, they kind of get close. Baylor, TCU, UT, Texas Tech, where are they? To me, all you have are top-heavy teams. You don't have a lot of other stuff. Kansas State, Kansas. And then over in the Pac-12, because they, have been kind of, they've got a balance over there, it makes that conference look weaker. Because you don't have a perennial power coming out of the Pac-12. Yeah, you can say Oregon, I guess. Where's USC? Where's UCLA? Where's Washington? Where's Washington State? Where's Oregon State? Arizona State, Stanford, where y'all at? And then Clemson. Please, ain't nobody but Clemson. North Carolina making some noise. Syracuse, where you at? Duke? Boston College, where y'all at? It's just not there. It's just not there. That's why I said that whole model, the way it is just not set up for diversity. And listen, Longhorn Keith said, I can't call in now, but I'm listening. My Longhorns will be back. All right. You'd say so. Where's West Virginia? Where's Missouri? Where are all these other teams in these conferences? When is Kentucky going to rise up in the SEC? Vanderbilt. When are these schools going to rise up and just, why do we always have to see Alabama, Oklahoma, Clemson, and somebody else? There are a couple of teams, when they're in the top 5, I just don't believe it. Georgia, Notre Dame, and yeah, I'm going to say it, A&M. I just don't believe it. I got more belief in group of 5 schools in the top 5 than I do Georgia, Notre Dame, and A&M. I do. And I'm sorry, Keith Hennick and Longhorn Keith, UT has been so out of it, so irrelevant for so long. I can't just put them in and think that that's just smart discussion. I mean, it's literally kind of like make-believe right now. Until they do it, I can't say that they're going to do it. Y'all told me Tom Herman was the man. I believe that Charlie Strong was the man. And now we got Steve Sarkisian. Like I said, love his wife. Woo-hoop. She got nice shoes. I'm sure she's brilliant. It don't mean he can go turn it around at UT. Literally, if the NCAA was serious about balance and parity and quality football, they would do something different than what they're doing. Make Alabama have to go through 15 other teams to win the championship. Don't give them 3 other teams that they got to be better than. Alabama and Clemson are better than 2 other teams. Their odds of winning it all for the next several years are better. Make them have to go through 14 other teams. You might as well just keep going Alabama, Clemson for the next decade. I'm about to make Willie Gibson mad. I mean, the defense that Ohio State put up against Alabama, where you had linebackers covering Devontae Smith, please. They weren't ready. They weren't ready. Their championship was sending Dabo Swinney home. That was their championship game. They were not ready for Nick Saban in Alabama. If somebody's defense was, yeah, we're gonna let the linebacker cover Smith if he gets in the slot. All right, see how that works. Sark is really talking the talk in Austin. All right. Not everybody that says they're going to beat you up can. You know, at least take a lick and see. If they knock you out, so what? That's what they said they were going to do. But if they don't, that's your best shot? All right, let's do this. Let me get right back to this top 25. Ohio State at number 5. At number 6, Iowa State. Okay. All right. So they got Iowa State as the number 2 team in the Big 12. They were 9-3 last year, 8-1 in the Big 12. Yeah, okay. I'll leave it there. Number 7, A&M. So you're saying A&M is the 3rd best team in the SEC. Okay. They were 9-1 last year. They lost Kellen Mond. Who's going to be the QB this year? We'll see. Number 8, North Carolina. All right, so what? Does North Carolina want to be number 8 in the country, and that's a woohoo moment? At number 8, you don't compete for the national title. You're going to maybe a New Year's Day bowl, maybe. So you're only in it for the money. At number 9, UC, the Bearcats. At number 10, Oregon. Number 11, Indiana. Again, Indiana, one of those, she looks all right. I'm not going to run over there and marry her. Number 12, Notre Dame, about right. You know, they lost the best quarterback that there ever was at Notre Dame history. And no, I'm not talking about Joe Montana. Ian Book, best quarterback ever at Notre Dame. Number 13, USC. I got to be honest with you. USC surprised the heck out of me. USC won a lot of games last year that it looked like they were clearly going to lose. And I can't be mad at them for that. So USC, the Pac-10 is on your shoulders. Don't leave it up to Oregon. Get up there and shock the world. Number 14, Iowa. Yawn. Number 15, Washington. Yawn. Number 16, Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns. I hope they shock the world. I really do. I hope they're this season's Central Florida. I hope they mess up people's seasons. Who they playing this year? That's what I want to know. Number 17, the Gators. Whatever. Number 18, Wisconsin. Number 19, Ole Miss. Beat Alabama and then come back to me. Number 20, LSU. Beat Alabama and get back to me. Number 21, Coastal Carolina. All right, I'm interested. I'm interested. Number 22, the Longhorns. UT Longhorns at number 22. Celebrate good times. Come on. UT Longhorns with all that money, 22. Good for you. Number 23, Penn State. Franklin's got to do better. Number 24, Arizona State. Number 25, the Miami Hurricanes. If my quarterback is back there, De'Aaron King is back. You know, he tore up his knee in a meaningless bowl game. But if he's able to get healthy and get back on the field, you know, Manny Diaz has got to – Miami's got to either be back or they got to do something different because Miami, the U has not been the U in a long time. So there you go. That's your top 25. All right. Let's see. See if I got any breaking news. MJ, not MJ Boyd, but another MJ says, man, you are hard on those Longhorns. What did they do to you, and what do they have to do for you to give them some credit? I just said, win the Big 12. Get relevant again. You can't be the 22nd best team in the country, and you got schools over you like, you know, Liberty, Buffalo, Coastal Carolina, Ragin' Cajuns. And, oh, yeah, in the standings, you're behind Oklahoma, Iowa State, Oklahoma State. Come on. You can't be the fourth best team in your conference and expect me to be jumping up and down. I mean, I'll give you top two schools in every conference right now. Here we go. Big 12, Oklahoma and Iowa State. Big 10, Ohio State, Indiana. Not Michigan, not Michigan State, not Wisconsin, Ohio State, Indiana. Pac-12, you got Oregon and you got USC. ACC, Clemson, North Carolina. SEC, Alabama. Man, only reason why I'm not putting A&M at number 2 in the SEC is because of Kellen Mond. He's gone. I don't know who's going to be running the show. I know they got a bunch of names, but I'm going to go Georgia, I guess. And if I do the next two, guess who's not in that next two? UT. If you're not in the top 4 of your own conference, I'm sorry. It's just hard to make you relevant when you're not. Let me take a break. 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000 if you want in, or text me 832-403-5005.
Patrick went to the Capitol. He took an old friend, Jim Crow. Now old Jim Crow sits on Patrick's shoulder, calling the shots for Patrick and Governor Greg Abbott and Speaker Dade Phelan. They are pushing racist Jim Crow-style voting laws that steal our rights, prop up white supremacists, and tear down our democracy. They want to turn the clock back, way back to a century ago when Jim Crow and white supremacists controlled our lives, ruined our lives, took our lives. They say it's reform and ballot security, but we know better. It's discrimination and racist voter suppression. We won't go back. We won't let Dan Patrick and the racists he walks with steal our votes and destroy our country. Call 512-463-0001. Tell Dan Patrick to get Jim Crow off his shoulder and end his racist attacks on Texas. Paid for by the Texas Justice and Education Fund.
If your loved one has passed away due to COVID-19, pay close attention to this message. You could be entitled to a death benefit of over $300,000. The U.S. government has set up a fund to pay families relief if they've lost a loved one due to COVID-19. We know this is a hard time for you, and this fund has been set up by the federal government to help ease your pain. The compensation includes a death benefit and lost wages benefit. Time is limited, so we urge you to make a free phone call right now. There's no cost to you for this claim. All legal fees are only covered once you receive your money. So if you've lost a loved one due to COVID-19, call the legal helpline right now to find out if you qualify for a cash award. Here's our number: 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. That's 800-876-7047. Paid for by the IPG Law Group.
Do you watch television? Of course you do. Then have you tried Dish TV from All American Dish yet? No? Well, now is a great time because we are giving everyone that calls today a 2-year locked-in price. Your rate will not change for 2 years. The clock is ticking. Call now, get Dish, and get your price locked in for 2 years and save yourself some money. Dish has your favorite TV programs, even Netflix and Amazon Prime built into the DVR. You can even watch Dish anywhere you have an internet connection. Plus, we've even got awesome discounts for the military and seniors. Oh, and one more thing. Call All American Dish now and we'll even give you a free Google TV voice remote, free installation, and free equipment. Don't wait. Call All American Dish now.
800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. That's 800-296-1302.
You're listening to
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
Hey everyone, it's Michelle Obama, and I wanted to let you know that Barack and I couldn't be more thrilled that we got our COVID-19 vaccine. This is a deadly disease, and we know the vaccine will protect us from getting really sick. It's how we'll start getting back to seeing friends and family and doing all those things we love again. So I hope you'll join me, Barack, and millions of others around the country and get your vaccine as soon as it's available to you. It's safe, it's free, and it could save your life or the life of someone you love. To learn more, just go to cdc.gov/coronavirus. I know it's been a long, hard year, but we can beat back this pandemic. With your help, we can do this.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
I'm Ben Tankett, and you are listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, back here on The Lunch Break on the legendary KYOK, all new 92.3 FM, and streaming live on KYOKradio.org. Got a message from Mia. Mia said, I graduated from A&M, and me and my boyfriend feel the same way you do. It is time for A&M to turn the corner, but I believe Jimbo Fisher has done a good job. I don't disagree with you, Mia. I think A&M had their best shot last season, and I wish the college football voters had given A&M a shot. People all say, oh, well, Alabama beat them in the regular season. Regular season wins and playoff wins are two different things. There are a lot of teams that can beat a team once, twice, but beating them 3 times, especially when it counts in a playoff scenario, anything can happen. I'm not saying they would have beaten Alabama in the playoffs. I'm just saying I wish they had gotten a chance to even try. And, Kellen Mond, to me, was a lot better quarterback than he got credit for at A&M. I really do. I don't know if they didn't turn him loose. I don't know if they, tried to make him into something that he wasn't. But Kellen Mond did everything that he was asked to do at A&M at a high level. And I really think he's going to be the quarterback of the future in Minnesota. And I think the future might be sooner than later. Because, Kirk Cousins has been taking money and, failing at the wrong moments. His signature win was that playoff win against New Orleans, not last season, but the season before that. When he ousted them from the playoffs. That was his signature win. And thank goodness he didn't come out of that with, you like that? Hush, just go to the locker room, clean up, and get ready for the next game. But back to A&M, I don't know if they're going to be able to turn the corner this year. Don't know. I'm not going to act like I'm the, college football guru expert on who they drafted out of what high school, who they gave scholarships out of what high school, who was 5th on the depth chart that's going to compete for the starting quarterback round. They're going to miss Kellen Mond. I wish they would have had a chance last season. I don't know if they'll get a chance this season. But they've got to stay in the conversation. I hate to say it, but they got to start building their teams to beat Bama. If Bama is all about size and speed and, they got crazy fast wide receivers, then you got to get out and get size and speed in the secondary. And then you got to get size and speed on the line to slow down that pass rush. And you got to get wide receivers that can get separation on Bama's defensive backs. And you got to get a quarterback that can get them the ball. You got to start building your team to beat the Alabamas and the Clemsons and the Ohio States and the Oklahomas. UT. It's almost like some of these schools, A&M, UT, Georgia, it's like, we're Georgia, we're UT, we're A&M, and we recruit ourselves, and we got all this money and we got all this history and legacy. When's the last time Georgia won a national championship? When's the last time A&M has won a national championship? When's the last time UT won a chip? If you're still going off your legacy, Notre Dame, if you're still going off your history, you're just like old people sitting in a room playing Pokino talking about back in the day. I'm just saying, man. Only people that can talk about their history and their legacy right now is Clemson, Alabama, and Ohio State. LSU, man, look how quickly that disappeared for LSU. They had one of the greatest teams of all time. And the next year, they had one of the worst teams of all time. Even a blind squirrel will find a nut every now and then. You got to be consistent. You can't tell me UT's been consistent. You can't tell me A&M's been consistent. You can't tell me that, Georgia has been consistent. You can't do it. Consistency is Ohio State, Clemson, and Alabama. Oklahoma has been somewhat consistent, but those 3 programs have been consistent. And to go back to KT's question, I don't think it's good for college football. Thank goodness you got a bunch of young people that just like to paint their face and and be seen. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, you got a lot of people making a lot of money off of these games. But if you had, real investors involved in this, they'd be like, this is unsustainable. When all your money is tied up in 3 teams, that's unsustainable. It's like the cryptocurrency market. If Bitcoin fails, baby, that market's going to bottom out. A lot of people are going to lose a lot of money. You better hope, if you're heavily leveraged in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, let me tell you something. If it fails, you're in trouble. Same thing with the Alabamas, the Clemsons, and Ohio States. If they don't broaden their base and get more teams relevant and have more teams win national championships than just those 3, eventually somebody's going to do something rogue and say, we ain't investing in that. I'm telling you, man, listen, it always happens. There's always a dynasty that fails or falls. You know what's crazy? Let me tell you about it. Everybody talking about, oh yeah, the ratings this, the ratings that, the ratings that. You know why the ratings have changed? Because people are streaming their entertainment. They're streaming as opposed to clicking on channel ABC and channel NBC and channel Fox and channel CBS. They're streaming. They've cut the cord. And cable companies are starting to adjust to that. That's why you see NBC Plus and Disney Plus and ESPN Plus. They're trying to go where the money is. What's that? Where the money reside? Where the money reside? They're trying to go where the money is. They're not doing it the traditional way. And if all these people keep banking on the traditional way, they're gonna be out. You got cable companies that are saying, listen, we're not gonna pay what we used to pay to carry ESPN anymore. We're not gonna pay what we used to pay to carry Fox Sports anymore. Y'all are charging too much money. And oh yeah, by the way, people aren't paying for that anymore. They're streaming. If cable companies can look a giant in the face like AT&T and saying, we're not going to pay, ESPN, we're not going to pay that much money for you anymore. We're dropping you from our selection. Guess what that tells me? They're tired of the Alabamas, the Clemsons, and the Ohio States being the only one winning championships. Just my 2 cents. Take it for what it's worth. Big Time Floyd. Hello, AJ and the Breakers. Be careful, Aaron Rodgers. You could get traded to the Texans. I'm sure the Packers would roll out the red carpet for Deshaun Watson. Bruh, you and me both see something like that coming. As soon as we know more about the Deshaun Watson off-field stuff, a general manager somewhere is going to weigh the costs and going to say, all right, we might be able to roll with that. I don't know if Green Bay is going to be the spot because they do have Aaron Rodgers right now. They don't have to trade him. He's talking about, published reports say he's even talking about retiring. I don't know those to be true. But if Aaron Rodgers walked away from the game today, he will be all right. Green Bay won't. So, yeah, then they might go a Deshaun Watson or put all their eggs in the basket with Jordan Love. They got a pretty good track record of replacing their franchise quarterback with somebody else. Remember Don Majkowski, the Magic Man? Was it Dan or Don? What was his name? Replace him with Brett Favre. That worked out. Brett Favre replaced with Aaron Rodgers. That worked out. Who knows? Jordan Love might be the next dude. And those were all internal dudes. I know they got Favre from the Falcons. Who let go of Favre first? The Falcons? Somebody crazy like that? But once they got him in-house, no more Magic Man. Once the league knows more about what the Deshaun Watson situation is going to be about, you're going to see some major news happen. Everybody thought the Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff was major news. The Carson Wentz was major news. The Sam Darnold was major news. You let them figure out what's going to happen with Deshaun and if he's still viable in the NFL, and it's going to be some major news. It won't be, oh, the Houston Texans, are making room for Deshaun Watson. It won't be that. It won't be that. All right, DB, not DB Cook, D Beltran. What's up, D? D says, AJ, I literally agree with you on what you're talking about in college football. They've got to do better because right now all eyes are only on 3 schools. I agree. I mean, literally, it's the Clemson, Alabama, for the most part, Ohio State Invitational. And everybody else gets to vie for that last spot. All the Oklahomas, the UTs, the, Floridas, Georgias. First of all, if you only have 4 teams in your playoff, there's no way you should have 2 teams from one conference. You've got to go conference champions in each conference, whether it be regular season or postseason conference champ. You got to go conference champ. You got to go. And whoever gets left out, be it the Big 12, be it the Big 10, be it the Pac-12, whoever gets left out gets left out. But there's no way you can go Alabama, Georgia, Clemson, Ohio State. You're killing your profitability. All money ain't good money. There are some people that are willing to take all the money right now and lose out on the potential for a long-term investment. It's not always the best move. All right, y'all, I got to get ready to go. I'm sitting here talking all this talk. I got to get ready to go. Sybil Wilkes up next with what you need to know today. Donnie McClurkin up next with the Donnie McClurkin Show. He'll give you the best in gospel music, the latest in the gospel music industry. Donnie does his thing every Monday through Friday from 2 to 3. As always, y'all, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I truly do love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Look, wear your mask where you're still supposed to. Wash your hands like you're still supposed to. And still, give people social distancing where they want it. It's not all about you. And don't be afraid to take the vaccine. If you want it, it's available. If you do, if you don't take it. Whatever you do, when you see that racism, kill it, not the person, the racism. And stop killing unarmed Black people. All right? We'll talk to you tomorrow, Throwback Thursday. Chris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, will be my special guest. As always, y'all, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Here's Sybil Wilkes.
Businesses have voiced pleasure with Texas state politicians and their restrictive voting bills. One coalition, Fair Elections Texas, made up of several dozen corporations, including American Airlines, Hewlett-Packard, Dell, and Microsoft, stated opposition to any changes that would restrict eligible voters' access to the ballot. A second letter, signed by over 100 Houston executives, took a stronger stand against the proposed legislation, comparing the bills to voter suppression. Federal Aviation Administration announced it will extend its stricter enforcement against unruly passengers. Airlines have reported more than 1,300 instances of misbehaving passengers since the beginning of this year, 2021. In a typical year, the agency sees 100 to 150 formal cases of bad passenger behavior. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SybilWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston. Are you ready?
All right, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. I enjoyed it. Thanks, Willie Gibson, for calling in. Thank you for all your comments. Be sure and share the show. help us grow. We're trying to rebuild this thing. Got on the wrong side with some people that they've been reporting the show, so been keeping our numbers down. But hey, we can rebuild it right. So as always, not this, definitely this. I love y'all. Thank you.